Mjolnir. Mjolnir was the legendary hammer wielded by Thor, one of the strongest gods in Norse mythology. Master dwarven blacksmiths forged the hammer using extraordinary skill despite unexpected interference during its creation. Its short handle resulted from a mistake, yet its incredible power remained completely unmatched. Mjolnir could crush mountains, defeat giants, and always returned after being thrown across great distances. Only those considered worthy or exceptionally powerful could successfully lift and wield the mighty hammer. The weapon also blessed marriages, protected communities, and sanctified important ceremonies beyond ordinary battles. Thor frequently carried Mjolnir while defending both gods and humanity from dangerous supernatural enemies. Ancient Vikings often wore miniature hammer pendants as symbols of protection, strength, and spiritual devotion. Today, Mjolnir remains the most recognizable artifact throughout Norse mythology and Viking cultural history. Gungnir. Gungnir served as Odin's legendary spear and symbolized wisdom, authority, and absolute precision during battle. Skilled dwarf craftsmen forged the weapon using unmatched techniques known only within legendary Norse traditions. The spear never missed its target regardless of distance, movement, or battlefield conditions. Odin carried Gungnir while leading divine armies and making important oaths among gods and heroes. Many ancient ceremonies began when Odin symbolically threw the spear before major conflicts started. Its perfectly balanced design represented order, leadership, and responsibility instead of uncontrolled destruction. Stories describe Gungnir striking exactly where Odin intended without hesitation or failure. The spear eventually became one of the strongest symbols associated with Odin's divine authority. Gungnir still represents wisdom guided by strength throughout surviving Norse legends and historical traditions. Draupnir. Draupnir was Odin's magical gold ring famous for its remarkable ability to create endless wealth. Every ninth night, the enchanted ring produced 8 identical golden rings without losing value. The artifact demonstrated magical abundance instead of ordinary treasure collected through conquest or trade. Dwarven craftsmen originally forged Draupnir using extraordinary skills beyond ordinary human understanding. Odin treasured the ring because it represented prosperity, generosity, and lasting divine power. Later stories describe the ring accompanying important journeys involving sacrifice, loss, and eventual renewal. Its endless multiplication symbolized abundance, similar to harvests returning after every growing season. Unlike many legendary weapons, Draupnir displayed magical wealth rather than destructive battlefield strength. The ring remains one of Norse mythology's greatest symbols of prosperity and divine generosity. Skíðblaðnir. Skíðblaðnir was an extraordinary ship capable of carrying every god while remaining remarkably compact. Master dwarves crafted the vessel with unmatched precision, using magical materials and exceptional craftsmanship. The ship always found favorable winds regardless of weather or unpredictable ocean conditions. After every voyage, it folded small enough to fit inside a simple travel pouch. Freyr received Skíðblaðnir as one of the greatest treasures ever created by legendary dwarves. Its incredible flexibility reflected practical Viking admiration for innovative engineering and reliable seafaring technology. The ship combined convenience, elegance, and supernatural abilities into one unforgettable mythical artifact. No ordinary vessel matched its remarkable balance between enormous capacity and effortless portability. Skíðblaðnir remains one of Norse mythology's most imaginative creations inspired by Viking maritime culture. Gleipnir. Gleipnir was the magical ribbon used to restrain Fenrir, the terrifying wolf destined for destruction. Unlike ordinary chains, this binding appeared thin, soft, and surprisingly harmless at first glance. Dwarves crafted Gleipnir using impossible ingredients gathered from legendary elements beyond normal existence. Those unusual materials included a cat's footsteps and the beard of a woman. Despite its delicate appearance, Fenrir could never break free from the enchanted restraint. The artifact demonstrated that intelligence sometimes achieved victories where overwhelming physical strength completely failed. Gods relied upon Gleipnir after stronger iron chains repeatedly proved completely ineffective against Fenrir. Its creation required imagination instead of brute force, making the ribbon uniquely memorable. Gleipnir remains one of Norse mythology's most fascinating magical objects because of its impossible construction. Gjallarhorn. Gjallarhorn was the legendary horn carried by Heimdall, guardian of the rainbow bridge between worlds. Its mighty sound echoed across every realm, reaching both gods and distant mythical creatures alike. Heimdall would blow the horn when the final great battle Ragnarök was about to begin. Legends describe its powerful call as impossible for anyone across the 9 realms to ignore. The horn symbolized constant vigilance, duty, and readiness rather than aggression or conquest. Heimdall guarded the gods tirelessly, making Gjallarhorn an extension of his unwavering responsibility. Unlike ordinary war horns, this artifact announced world-changing events instead of simple battlefield commands. Its unforgettable blast marked the beginning of Destiny's final conflict, according to Norse tradition. Gjallarhorn remains one of mythology's most recognizable symbols of warning, vigilance, and inevitable fate. Brisingamen. Brisingamen was the magnificent necklace most closely associated with Freyja, the Norse goddess of beauty. Legend says 4 master dwarves crafted the necklace with extraordinary skill beneath the earth. Its remarkable beauty reflected prosperity, elegance, and the enduring power of precious craftsmanship. Many stories describe Freyja wearing Brisingamen during important journeys across the 9 realms. The necklace became so admired that powerful beings occasionally attempted stealing the priceless treasure. Unlike magical weapons, Brisingamen represented influence through beauty, instead of physical strength alone. Its shining appearance highlighted Freyja's connection with love, wealth, and artistic expression. Ancient jewelry often symbolized social importance, making the necklace especially meaningful in Norse culture. Brisingamen remains one of the most celebrated treasures throughout surviving Norse mythology. Laevateinn. Laevateinn was a mysterious magical weapon mentioned within several surviving Old Norse literary sources. Its exact appearance remains uncertain because ancient texts describe the artifact with limited details. Some traditions portray it as a sword, while others suggest a powerful enchanted wand. Legends connect the weapon with impossible challenges involving dangerous mythical creatures and hidden knowledge. Its unusual mystery continues inspiring scholars because no single description completely explains its true form. Unlike famous Norse weapons, Laevateinn remains surrounded by unanswered questions and scholarly debate today. That uncertainty makes the artifact especially fascinating for readers exploring ancient mythology and folklore. Many forgotten myths survive only through fragmented stories preserved across medieval Icelandic manuscripts. Laevateinn remains one of Norse mythology's greatest unsolved mysteries among legendary magical artifacts. Dainsleif. Dainsleif was a legendary sword remembered for bringing unstoppable destruction whenever drawn from its sheath. Ancient stories claimed every strike landed successfully, making the weapon terrifying during battle. Once unsheathed, the sword could not return until it had taken someone's life. Its supernatural curse transformed victory into tragedy by demanding unavoidable consequences after every conflict. Unlike honorable weapons, Dainsleif reminded listeners that overwhelming power often carried dangerous hidden costs. The legendary blade became feared because using it guaranteed suffering regardless of noble intentions. Many Norse stories explored difficult choices instead of presenting simple heroes and villains. Dainsleif perfectly reflected that tradition by combining incredible strength with unavoidable personal sacrifice. The cursed sword remains among Norse mythology's darkest and most unforgettable legendary weapons. Megingjörð. Megingjörð was the magical belt that greatly increased Thor's already legendary physical strength. Whenever Thor fastened the belt, his immense power doubled beyond ordinary divine abilities. The enchanted belt worked alongside his hammer during dangerous battles against giants and monsters. Unlike decorative clothing, Megingjörð served an essential purpose during some of Thor's greatest adventures. Legends describe the artifact as practical equipment instead of an elaborate royal treasure. Its simple appearance contrasted sharply with the extraordinary strength it granted its legendary owner. The belt demonstrated that seemingly ordinary objects sometimes possessed astonishing magical capabilities. Thor relied upon several powerful artifacts together rather than depending on one legendary weapon. Megingjörð remains an important symbol of preparation, resilience, and extraordinary strength in Norse mythology.